It is 6:58 on a Wednesday morning. You are standing in a grocery store checkout line holding milk, bread, eggs, and a rotisserie chicken. The woman in front of you tries one card. Declined, then another. She looks nervous. And you know that feeling. Because there was a time when a $40 grocery trip could change your entire week. Your turn comes. You tap your card. Approved. $41.62. The cashier does not look up. Nobody does. Outside is your old Honda. Small dent in the rear bumper. Nothing impressive. And last night, your investment accounts crossed $300,000. Nobody in this store knows that. Not the cashier, not the woman with the cards, not your coworkers. And the strangest part? You do not need them to know. Because this is not a story about being cheap. It is about what happens when you stop needing your money to prove anything. Rewind 14 years. You are 24. Checking account, $214. Salary, around $34,000. Rent, $685 with a roommate. Your Honda already has over 90,000 miles. And your checking account usually lives somewhere between, okay. And please do not let anything break. One Tuesday, your coworker Marcus leans over the cubicle wall. Bro, look at this. Black Silverado. Beautiful, payment, more than $600 a month. Marcus makes almost what you make. He works hard. He is not stupid. He simply believes what a lot of people believe. Better job. Better car. That is progress. And honestly, the truck looks amazing. But later that same week, an older guy named Walt says something in the break room. He is stirring terrible office coffee when he tells you you don't get rich from your paycheck. You look at him. He continues, you get rich from what the paycheck doesn't spend. Then he walks away. No speech, no explanation, but the sentence stays. That Friday, you open an investment account. First deposit, $50. That is it, $50. You feel almost stupid. You have seen videos about people investing thousands. You are investing 50. But the next payday, another 50. Then another. Eventually it becomes automatic. Investor. Gov currently gives almost the same basic wealth building idea. Control high-interest debt, keep emergency savings, and regularly invest part of each paycheck over long periods of time. Nothing changes. Your apartment still looks cheap, the Honda still makes strange noises, your salary is still normal. But for the first time, money is leaving your account for something your future self owns. Then the car breaks. $640. And suddenly, that $50 investment plan feels ridiculous. You think about stopping it. Instead, you slow the investing temporarily and build a small emergency fund because you learn an important lesson early. The goal is not to invest the maximum amount this month. The goal is to build a system that survives real life. The CFPB specifically lists car repairs, medical bills, home repairs, and lost income as the kind of unexpected expenses emergency savings can help cover without forcing you into new debt. So you build a $1,000 wall. Not financial freedom. A wall. Something between you and the credit card. 2 years pass. This part is boring. That is the point. Your balance is around $6,000, not $60,000. 6, you get a raise. And before the bigger paycheck can become normal, you increase the investment. Around $220 a month becomes $700. Some goes into the workplace retirement account. Some into your own investment account. Your lifestyle improves a little. But not at the same speed as your income. Marcus gets another raise too. Newer truck. You increase your contribution. His decision appears in the parking lot Monday morning. Your decision appears as a number inside an app. Guess which one gets more compliments? Nobody says, man, that retirement account is beautiful. Visible spending gets attention immediately. Invisible wealth takes years. That is why building wealth quietly can feel like losing at first. By 29, your investments are around $35,000. You have also cleaned up another problem. Credit card debt. There was an old balance sitting there. You were investing while paying expensive interest. And that starts feeling backwards. Investor, Gov warns that no investment gives you guaranteed returns high enough to safely beat expensive credit card interest, which is why controlling high-interest debt is such an important part of building wealth. So you pay it down. Then you check your credit reports. Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. If something is actually wrong, you deal with it. If the debt is yours, you pay it. That becomes another rule. Do not try to look wealthy while weak credit is making everything more expensive. Because sooner or later, credit shows up in the price. Cars, mortgages, loans, same product, different cost. Then comes the first real market drop of your investing life. Your $35,000 becomes closer to $29,000. Fast, for years, you watch the number slowly grow. Now weeks erase months. You open the app too often. Marcus tells you he stopped contributing to his retirement account until things look better. And for about 10 minutes. That sounds intelligent. Why keep buying while everything is falling? Then you remember what the plan was. Not invest only when investing feels safe. Invest regularly for years. Investor, Gov describes dollar cost averaging as investing equal amounts at regular intervals through market ups and downs. It does not guarantee profit, but lower prices mean the same contribution can buy more shares. So you keep going. The market does not recover because you kept investing. The market does not care about you. But eventually, in this story, prices improve. And something more important than the account balance changes. You learn you can watch your money fall without panicking your way out of the plan. At 32, you are earning more. Your investment contribution is now around $1,100 a month. Your accounts reach roughly $87,000. And this is when the car temptation comes back. Your Honda needs work. You start looking online. Used Camry. Clean interior. Low miles. Monthly payment looks easy. That word matters. Easy, you could afford it. Your credit is better now. The payment fits. Nobody would call it irresponsible. But you do one calculation. What if instead of adding another large monthly payment, you keep pushing that money into the future? You close the dealership tab. Fix the Honda. Not forever. Just not yet. And this is the moment you begin understanding opportunity cost. Buying something is not only asking, can I afford it? It is also asking, what can this money no longer become? That question will save you more money than almost any budgeting trick. At 35, the accounts move past $170,000. The contributions have increased again. Around $1,600 a month now between retirement accounts and taxable investing. You are not secretly making some insane market return. Your salary grew, your contribution grew, and you kept the machine running. This is where compounding finally starts becoming noticeable, not magical. Noticeable, at $10,000, a 7% hypothetical year is $700. At $100,000, that same 7% is $7,000. At $170,000, almost $12,000. Actual returns will not arrive smoothly, and some years can be negative. Investor, Gov uses 7% only as an example in long-term planning calculations, not as a promise. But the idea is simple. The percentage did not become stronger. The base became heavier. Then one Thursday, your manager calls you in. Promotion, more money, better title, more travel. Weekend calls. Years ago, you would have said yes before he finished speaking. This time you say, can I think about it? That question alone tells you something has changed. You go home. Run the numbers. You have emergency cash. No high-interest revolving debt. A stronger credit profile. Investments, low monthly obligations. You cannot retire. You still need income, but you also do not need every extra dollar anybody offers you. You turn down the promotion. That is the first moment the money actually feels real. Not when you crossed $100,000. When you could say no. That is a type of wealth nobody can see in a parking lot. At 38, the accounts approach $300,000. Some months, your portfolio gains more than you contribute. Other months, it loses more than you contribute. You understand that now. Market growth is not a paycheck. It is not reliable monthly income. It is an asset moving in value while you continue building it. Your Honda finally dies for real. This time you replace it. Reliable, used car. Nothing crazy. You could finance something much more expensive. But now you ask a different question. Not, what can I get approved for? You ask, what does buying this improve? That is what strong credit and financial margin eventually do. Bad credit asks, can you approve me? Strong credit asks, what rate can you give me? Quiet wealth eventually asks, do I even need this loan? Then your father calls. His roof needs repairs. Several $1,000s. For most of your 20s, that phone call would have made your chest tight. Now you help. Not because $5,000 is nothing, it is still $5,000. But helping him does not destroy your own financial life. That night, you realize something. You spent years thinking becoming wealthy would feel like finally buying yourself something impressive. Instead, one of the first moments that actually feels wealthy is solving somebody else's problem without creating one for yourself. That is the freedom nobody photographs. Fast forward. Wednesday morning. Same grocery store. Different year. You are standing in line again. Milk, bread, chicken, normal clothes, normal car outside. Nobody around you has any reason to think your financial life is different from theirs. And maybe that is why it finally feels peaceful. You think about Marcus. He is not a failure. He is not miserable. He likes his trucks. He made different trades. You made yours. That matters. This story is not. Cars bad. Investing good. Spend nothing. Never enjoy life. That is childish. The point is that every financial decision is a trade. Marcus wanted more lifestyle earlier. You wanted more options later. Neither decision stayed small. Both repeated. That is what changed the outcome. Then, Walt's sentence comes back. You don't get rich from your paycheck. You get rich from what your paycheck doesn't spend. And now you finally understand it. He was not saying income does not matter. Income matters enormously. He was saying the part you keep is the part that gets a chance to become something else. Emergency savings. Debt payoff. Better credit. Investments. Options. Time. That is why boring personal finance can be so powerful. Boring is not the opposite of successful. Boring is often what successful looks like while it is still happening. A transfer, then another, no audience, no applause, no viral screenshot, just years. And then one day, the life underneath the ordinary-looking life is completely different. You tap your card. Approved, carry the groceries outside. Get into the car. Nobody knows what you are worth. And you finally realize that was never the important part. The important part is that you know what your money can now do for you, and what you no longer need it to prove to anyone else. Based on the quiet wealth structure, pacing, and emotional progression of the provided reference.